Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the GM. It is your guy, Boulanger. And up next on the GM, the Monday after. Do me a quick favor, hit like. If it is your first time checking out the GM, hit subscribe. Also, hit the notification bell so that you get updates when we upload new content. Let's talk about it. Oh, how the mighty have fallen after Sunday's slate of games. We saw the San Francisco 49ers, who were undefeated, fall, and we also saw the Philadelphia Eagles, who were undefeated, fall. Both of them fell to lesser teams, but I guess that's the nature of the statement any given Sunday. The San Francisco 49ers faced off against the Cleveland Browns and lost to the Browns and their backup quarterback, PJ Walker, who was actually the third backup on this team. Nevertheless, it was a good win by Cleveland, a gritty win by Cleveland. And shout out to the AFC North foe for bringing down the San Francisco 49ers. Many people thought that this team was unbeatable. What we saw yesterday, all it takes, man, is a few mistakes and a couple of players to go down, which we know very well in Baltimore, and you could be brought low just like every other team. And I think it says a lot that um, the 49ers defense, although was intact, looked vulnerable in some areas against PJ Walker and the Browns offense. So, it could certainly give other teams a blueprint on how to scheme against the 49ers offense and defense. So shout out to the Cleveland Browns. You won't hear me say that much at all on this channel. Let's go to the Philadelphia Eagles versus the New York Jets. The New York Jets went in to this game, man, as a heavy underdog. The Philadelphia Eagles, like the 49ers, were undefeated and were believed to have the best team roster wise, top to bottom. And they got handled yesterday as well. They turned, meaning the Jets turned Jalen Hurts into a turnover machine. I think they picked him off 3 times, and they walked away with a win yesterday, with Zach Wilson leading them into victory. So shout out to the New York Jets, man, for again, just kind of showing that no team is uh, not vulnerable on Sundays. Let's get to the game that we here watched and heard and analyzed and talked about was the Baltimore Ravens versus the Tennessee Titans. Of course, you guys know this game was held in London. So the first thing I want to say about this game, man, is I'm glad we got out of this game with minimum injury. Okay. I know Marcus Williams went down and I know John Simpson went down for a time. I'm not sure if he returned, but other than those 2 guys, I think we got out of this game pretty clean. Let's get into a little more depth offensively and defensively from what we saw from the Ravens. Let's start with the offense. The offense was more consistent and more stable on yesterday. Although they got into that third quarter slump like they have pretty consistently this year, they found a way to keep, just kind of plugging along uh, and put some distance between them and the Tennessee Titans. This game should never have been close. We actually should have been sitting our starters in that fourth quarter, but we got into the red zone 5 times and came away with 5 field goals, and shout out to Justin Tucker for nailing 6 field goals in this game, Brink giving us 18 points uh, off of his foot. But the Ravens offense, did pretty well. Receivers caught the ball when the ball was you know, in their area code, so to speak. The offensive line did block some better, not great, but some better. I have a special coming up this week explaining what's wrong with the offensive line. It'll be pretty detailed. You guys know how we do when we investigate something. Um, but I'm gonna bring that to you probably Wednesday or Thursday in the state. I'll probably do it in the state of the Ravens maybe this week. But everybody, kind of stepped it up a little bit. Bateman had a couple of catches. Odell Beckham had a couple of catches. Zay, like always, was Zay. And then Mark Andrews redeemed himself also from last week. So good job, man, to the wide receivers and tight ends. And then to the running backs. The running backs didn't really get things really rolling yesterday. Gus made a couple of good plays and a couple of good runs, but for the most part, he was stopped at the line of scrimmage, holding him under 3 yards per carry. And then Justice Hill, he made a couple of plays, but for the most part, man, the running backs were minimized. Lamar Jackson led the way, 13 carries for over 60 yards, which again, something I don't want to see, but it kind of is what it is at this point. A little bit disappointed that we didn't hear or see from Keaton Mitchell on yesterday. There's no point in activating him if you're not going to use him. That spot could have been used for somebody else. But I would love to see Keaton Mitchell get a couple of passes or a couple of runs to kind of highlight his elite speed and quickness, which is something we don't have right now in that backfield. So maybe he'll get a chance this upcoming week. Let's jump to the defensive side of the ball. The defense played rock solid again. Really, 2 plays is what the defense gave up, which allowed the Tennessee Titans to get most of their yards. A 62-yarder to Derrick Henry on a direct snap, which says that we were ill-equipped to defend that play. But then also Spears caught and ran the ball for 48 yards, caught or ran the ball for a 48-yard play in the fourth quarter, which kind of kept them alive, being Tennessee also. But the defense stepped up, man. Jadeveon Clowney played like a Pro Bowler. I'm not saying he's a Pro Bowler, so please don't come at me. But he's playing like a Pro Bowler on yesterday. Calvin Noy had some big plays. Um, and we did what we were supposed to do in that defensive front area, only giving up, that one big run to Derrick Henry. Listen, Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen. Let me talk about these guys. I believe this is the key to why this defense is so good. This tandem of linebackers, man, are playing sideline to sideline, smash mouth downhill, man, and I'm super impressed, man. The Baltimore Ravens need to do whatever is necessary to keep Patrick Queen, including franchise tagging him and working on a deal. It was really silly that they didn't pick up his 5th-year option, which is looking really dumb right now. But if they lose Patrick Queen in the offseason, this defense will take a huge step back between this year and next year. So shout out, man, to Patrick Queen and Roquan, man, for being the best tandem of linebackers in the entire league, and they're playing like so. This may be the first time in a long time where we have 2 linebackers on the same team make the Pro Bowl. Let's jump to the secondary. Secondary played fairly well, but one thing I'm noticing, man, Marlon Humphrey may need to move to the slot. Marlon Humphrey, you know, continues to get worked on occasion um, by inferior inferior receivers, and so he may be better moved to the slot, man, because this team was playing better on the outside before he came back. So maybe Ronald Darby and Rock Sin, or Ronald Darby and Stevens play in the on the outside mostly, and put Marlon Humphrey in the slot. I know that's a slap in the face of your $100 million cornerback, but he's not playing like $100 million guy. And maybe that this is just his second game, so I should give him a little grace. So I will do that. But if it happens this week against St. Brown, hey, the Ravens may have a little trouble this week. Well, we'll talk about that in detail against when they face the Detroit Lions in biggest matchups. So listen, man, that's my take, man. Shout out to the defense, man. Shout out to Geno Stone, man, for leading this team in interceptions. Looking real silly with that Marcus Williams contract when Geno Stone was here the whole time, man. So shout out to Geno Stone for earning his money, man. He's gonna get a payday from somebody. Hopefully it's from the Ravens. I doubt it. But if I'm the Baltimore Ravens, I'm working on deals right now. I'm trying to extend Geno Stone right now. I'm not trying to let him get to free agency. I'm working on extending Patrick Queen right now. You know, even if we have to cut somebody, let somebody go, or whatever it needs to be done, we need to keep these 2 guys in house. So listen, that's my take, man, on the Monday after for the Ravens, the 49ers falling, and also the Philadelphia Eagles falling. Let me know what you guys want me to know, man. I'm your guy Boulanger.